the Galaxy S series, and the all about the latest phones from Samsung. Nevertheless, so the first thing you have to do is to go to firmware, and once you're here, make sure you register and sign up and log in. Search for the Galaxy S2 model number, which is I9100, and you'll be presented with a list here of all the Galaxy S2 official firmware, and download it. Once the firmware is being downloaded, I suggest you download the latest version of Odin, which is version 3.07. I use version 1.85 in my previous video, but you can also use that also to flash the latest firmware from Samsung from reliable source like XDA developers, and just click find it and download it and save it on your desktop, extract the files, and that's basically about it with Odin. Hey guys, we're back again. So once it's done downloading, find the file where you saved it at. There should be a .tar file in it, and this file will be used to flash in Odin. Again, make sure that your Galaxy S2 is the international unlocked version of the Samsung Galaxy S2, which is the I9100. This won't work on AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, or any those carrier type phones. Make sure it's a Samsung Galaxy S2 unlocked version. So once it's done extracting, open up Odin and make sure you've got Samsung keys installed for driver support between your computer and the phone. So first step, what you have to do is to power off your phone. And once it's power off, you should power and menu button all at once. So let's try it. Volume down, power, menu button. At least for 10 seconds. So there we are, we're in download mode. So connect it via your micro USB cable. Alright. Head over to Odin. I'm using Odin 3.07. Click volume up. It's installing device driver software. Alright. So it says COM5. Head over to PDA over here. Find the firmware find the folder where you extracted the firmware. In my case, it's on the desktop. Double click it. Select XWLST, the latest firmware from Samsung. Leave everything and click start. At this point, it should be, it's flashing right now, so this will probably take 5 to 10 minutes. And I'll be back as soon as it's flashed. And to double check if it's flashing, you can easily see that during the flashing process in Odin, you'll see a progress bar displayed on your screen and a statement saying downloading. So this means it's downloading the firmware onto the phone, and at the same time it's flashing everything, erasing all your data files. So make sure you do a backup of that before proceeding. Guys, so it's finally installed and flashed on my Samsung Galaxy S2 I9100, and right now it's updating the OS, as I was recently on a lower firmware version, and this will probably take 5 minutes. However, if you're coming from a different ROM like CyanogenMod Mod or any other customized ROM, it won't go through this process and would directly go into setting it up, and that can take roughly about 5 to 10 minutes also. So if the phone ever gets stuck up at the Samsung boot up sequence, maybe you came from a different ROM or there was a problem during the setup process, you can simply and power button for 10 seconds or so. And this should flash twice. That's the first flash. Keep on holding it. There's second flash. Now let go. So right now we're in Android System Recovery. Use the volume down button and select Wipe Data Factory Reset. Select it with the power button. Say yes, delete all user data. And hopefully it will go through the normal setup procedure without getting stuck on the Samsung boot up animation. So I'll be back once it's done booting up. Hey guys, so successfully installed and flashed the latest Jelly Bean 4.1.2 XWLSD firmware from Spain. And as you can see, the screen here is in Spanish. So no problem, you can easily set it into English or any other language. Let's put English United States. Click Start. And there you go guys, you have a fully functioning Jelly Bean official firmware from Samsung. And let's get to the home screen so that you guys have a preview how it looks like. Finish. Okay. There you go guys, you have the official firmware from Samsung. Let's just double check it by checking out the settings. Let's go about device 4.1.2. There you can see it better, 4.1.2. XWLSD. This is the latest build from Samsung for the Samsung Galaxy S2 i9100. There's a later build right now, it's XWLSE, it's for Russia, but it's basically the same thing, they just changed the build dates. I do recommend using this one though. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you got any questions or if you run into any problems, feel free to contact me on wiredmash.com or write a comment or send a comment on my YouTube page or send me a Twitter message or send a message through the Facebook page of Wired Mash, and I'll be happy to help you guys out. Thanks again and enjoy your official firmware Jelly Bean version for the Samsung Galaxy S2. Thanks a lot guys.